Hey everyone, how are you all doing? I'm very excited because I finally got in the Black Goddess Within Oracle. I think the release date was December 12th, so not even too long ago, right? But when it was in pre-order, I had a small chat with Dr. Giovanni Washington. I hope I say that correctly. Because when I saw the deck on Amazon, I was, I was just very, very happy. When it finally came in, which was today, like an hour ago, I did check the cards, very quickly to see if everything was there. And I went through the booklet very quickly. It's not going to be a review, of course, because I just have it, right? It's more like a walkthrough, slightly first impressions, right? But I really wanted to share it with you guys. I think, yeah, it's a beauty. I already knew that when I saw the pictures. Like I said, I had a very small chat with Dr. Giovanni Washington, because the fun part is when I saw her deck, the first thing that I was thinking was, oh my god, that's a perfect match for my alkebulantarot, right? And I think I followed her and she followed me back. And I think we had a little bit of an agreement that the decks would definitely complement each other. I love her backstory. She told me she was maybe in an unconscious way, right? Looking more for decks without people in it because she was missing the representation, right? Well, the story was a little bit similar with mine in the sense that, yeah, this is what made us take the step, right? She went all out, yeah. She got somebody to do the photography for her, but I think she was involved in every step of the way, if I'm not mistaken. But it turned out to be a beauty, and I cannot be more happy. So I wanted to walk through them just to see, for you to see, what you're gonna get. I don't know if you already have it on pre-order, people. Please let me know. If not, go quickly. No, I'm not one to say, oh, go buy something, but I think, yeah, this is a beauty. Another few things that I'm really pleasantly surprised about, which would normally make me not like a deck. Anyway, I will tell you. I already took them out. This is the back of the box, just a Hay House box, right? Let me read to you. Introducing the Black Goddess Within Oracle, a 44-card deck and guidebook created by Dr. Giovanni Washington that features unretouched photographs of contemporary black women, stitched into ancient African myths and sites of power, as well as images of ancestral veneration and guidance. The magic, medicine, and mysticism on these stunning cards are intended to help you access healing, call upon divine guidance, and honor the divinity within. So, before we do that, I mean, again, because she and I, we had that conversation, right, about representation. And even though she said the same thing, I think we're all very pleased, right, that more and more black decks are coming out. Of course, there are still a lot that are in the indie stages, right, because mass market is considerably less. However, I wanted to do a very quick, let me put this aside because decks that came out. This one came out in a bigger box. This is just the talk box. End of last year, like December 2022. And why I want to begin with that is because their second deck came out November of this year. So last month, Black Creators, Melanated Art, right? Both mass market. Another one that came out this year, The Realist Oracle. Also Black Creator, Black Arts. Last month, Black Moon Lilith, Black Creator, Black Arts. And somewhere, I think it was in the middle or beginning of the year, yeah, African Gods, yeah. Melanated, because I think he's from South America, but it's about the Odu system, originally Yoruba, right? So I'm considering it, especially because we're talking about African gods, right? Melanated, black. And then of course this one is a little bit older, but for me I feel like she might have started that fire, you know, that more black artists are coming out mass market. The fabulous sister Abiola Abrams with African Goddess Rising, right? This is older. The rest all recently, within the year, so to speak, right, came out. So by all means, don't get me wrong, I don't think that we're still nearly close enough, right? But we're starting to see that we're getting some choices, right? And now, of course, the beautiful Black Goddess Within Oracle. Oh, another reason, because see, I'm kind of forgetting. Oh, why I wanted to put this one here for a second. In March of next year, yeah, check her socials, right? Because she comes out with a new ancestor deck. Yeah. And I've seen some pictures, well, some previews, right? And oh my god, they're beautiful. So if you love this kind of stuff, all the decks that I'm showing here right now, right? In this kind of well, the melanated black creators, right? And art. Another one is coming out. So here's hoping, right? Okay, back to the beautiful Black Goddess Within Oracle. Let me put this aside. Let me show you the backs of the cards, because aren't they beautiful? It's normal Hay House cardstock, right? Matte satin kind of finish. Yeah. I kind of love it. While I absolutely adore the African Goddess Rising Oracle, and I'm not truly a card snob, if that ever came out in a matte cardstock, I would buy it again. But beautiful. I made some entries in the guidebook because I wanted to do to read some snippets out of this. I mean, it's a normal Hay House guidebook, right? We're getting the contents and an introduction. Welcome to your magical Black Goddess journey. The Black Goddess Within Oracle deck is a collaborative labor of love dedicated to centering Black beauty, Black divinity, and Black joy. The original Black Goddess Within Oracle deck was a self-published indie deck created in response to the historical vilification of the black body. In all honesty, I didn't know that, and now I'm gonna look for it because I might want a copy of the original. Its aim was to change the narrative around black bodies, women, and people through images of goddesses from all over Africa. By illustrating the divinity, power, and purpose inherent in the black lived experience, I intended for these images to illuminate Black humanity and beauty while inspiring deep insight and promoting self-care. Through ancestral wisdom and mythologies from the continents of Africa, this new edition of the Black Goddess Within Oracle reconnects the user to lost histories and heals the ruptures of colonialism. Oh, I'm sorry. This deck is filled with photographs of contemporary women who are stitched, as we were, into ancient myths and sites of power. The women featured on these cards were guided through a transformative process to identify and explore the goddess qualities that were already within them. Then the women were paired with a specific black goddess whom they would ultimately meet during a photo shoot. The resulting photographs were used to create the images you see in this deck. We added an aura of magic, medicine, and mysticism using the wizardry of modern-day technology. Check out their website for more behind-the-scenes footage. If I'm not forgetting, I will maybe pop some photographs in the video after I edit it, you know? Okay. The Black Goddess Within Oracle deck consists of 44 goddess and ancestral wisdom cards. This guidebook expands on the images by sharing the wisdom found in the myths and stories of the goddesses, geographies, and cultural practices from the vast continent of Africa. The images in this deck assert and reclaim that which has for so long been denigrated, sorry, the humanity of black bodied people. So let me say that again. The images in this deck assert and reclaim that which has for so long been degenerated, oh my god, I'm gonna mess this up again. Been denigrated. Oh my god, I can do it in my head, but when I read, I mess it up. Been denigrated the humanity of black bodied people. I'm so sorry. So when they said, because you have two sides to the deck, I will do the full walkthrough, of course. But you have 29 cards, which are all African goddesses from all over the place. And then you have 15 other cards, which give us ancestral wisdom in the form of some other kind of keywords, right? Okay, so put this aside again for a second. So she talks about ancestors. She is splitting them up in blood, milk, and spirit lines. Yeah. Okay, I will not read everything, but here she talks about to help you think more easily about ancestors. I have delineated them into the following categories. So, to say it shortly, bloodline ancestors, of course, related by blood, right? Your genetic lineage. Then you have the milk line ancestors. These are with whom you do not have a blood relationship, but they have nurtured you in some way, right? That can even be friends, former teachers, professional mentors, and so forth. And then you have the spirit line ancestors, which include those ancestors who guide you, but never have been human. So maybe I can even see that as like a spirit animal, maybe. Anyway, it's a little bit different because the last one is not something I ever thought of in that sense. Because when I'm talking about ancestors, I mostly place them also in 4 categories, which of course is the blood ancestor, right? We are related. They can go back to prehistoric times, right? Then we have the associated ancestors, which is part of your lineage, but not your blood. For example, if you're adopted, or you have somebody in your family who never was a blood relative, but he's always been there, right? He's your uncle or she's your aunt or whatever, yeah? Then we have land ancestors, which are the ancestors who lived on the land you're living on now, yeah, but before you, right? And then we have tradition ancestors. So I'm seeing them as people, people before us, right? Who practiced or were a part of a tradition or group you are now a part of. So yeah, her spirit line kind of ancestors are definitely a new view for me in that sense. So very interesting. She talks about who this deck is from. It's of course for everybody in every body. The healing available in this deck, however, is going to be unique. Yeah. If you are black or a person of color, you deal with the ravages of colonialism every single day. You live in a racist world that you did not create. This deck will benefit you in the following ways. So it's about providing a place of respite, offering you a counter to the constant barrage of negative images and negative, the negative responses, right, against black people, and black women in particular, creating potential for healing around the wounds of racism, addressing the void in an oracle tarot world that is almost devoid of black representation. She also talks about, well, if you're not a black person, right, you are also impacted by the ravages of colonialism every single day. So the deck will benefit you in the following ways. It will challenge and change the way you think about the black body. It will increase access. As the deck changes you, you will begin to change the way your family or communities think about the black body and the souls that inhabit them. And it will decolonize your understanding of beauty and divinity. So it will open your heart and mind, to an immensity of black life. It will dismantle the myths and mysteries that surround Africa and the origin of black folk in the diaspora. Our motherland is full of value. Sure it is. And anyway, I don't want to read everything, but I thought these things were very interesting. I think this is interesting as well, because well, we have some nitpicking, picky people in the world, in our community as well. So she notes, right, on accuracy. The myths and stories in this deck are rooted in oral histories, in rich genre, and apt to change over time as the stories are passed from person to person down through generations. There are multiple versions of nearly all of the myths and stories associated with the black goddesses. The relationships between the characters may change. In one myth, Minona is Gabalu's daughter, and in another version, Minona is Gabalu's grandmother. So, you know, there might have been changes over time. The timing may be different, or the same action may be attributed to different actors depending on the version. Variations may occur because of migration, which brings adoption of language and traditions. Variations may also occur because of separation imposed by a colonial caprice, boundaries, right? I have also taken care to list other spellings and alternate names of the goddesses, which are affected by the same migration, language, adaptation, boundaries, etc. The truth is in the wisdom conveyed through the myths, not in the consistencies across stories, you know? When you do your own research on the black goddesses, and I hope you will, I will, do not be deterred by the often multiple versions of these myths. Okay, so an important note, right? Yeah, this I want to go over when we look at the cards, because, well, let's take the cards. I'm sorry, that was a long intro, but I think everything she was mentioning was important. Yeah. Okay, so for example, I'm gonna apologize up front. I'm gonna try to pronounce the names as they are written, you know, because I think it's still important. However, I might suck, yeah, so please just forgive me. So we have here a book. Again, I don't want to say, I hope I say it right, because I probably ain't, you know. So in the booklets, you have here between the little, I don't know how to say that in English. It says a call or book. Book? Okay. So this is, so we have here, the big one is the name of the black goddess or ancestral wisdom. In this case, the black goddess, right? Then we have other names or alternate spellings which appear in well, different stories, right? So that would be a call and book. Then we have the region or people from which the goddess or wisdom originated, as well as the country. So Dinka, Nuer, Atuat from Sudan. And then, well, we have a summary of the wisdom offered, which is the whole text. And then we have an invitation, affirmation, mantra, or call to action, which is here a little bit more bold, right? I will later at the end, we will do a card pick, and then we will read a complete entry from the book. What I want to do, I will keep the book with me. I will just tell you from where the goddess is, so that you can see that it's really from all over Africa. Okay? Okay. So let's get to it. So the first one, a book. She is from Sudan. I love the colors in the cards. Aya, she is from Yoruba, Nigeria. Akonedi, Ghana. She's from Ghana. The thing that I already noticed when I went through the deck very quickly to see again if everything was there right, we see some beautiful full-figured, yeah, bodies. And I think this is also what she meant, right? With appreciating the female body in all its glory. The thinner ones, the bigger ones, they're all beautiful. Allah, Allah, I don't know. Igbo, Nigeria. Allah, I would say Allah. I love with the hair. It's part of the hair, right? I mean, I love that. That's amazing. And the skulls here. Allah meaning earth in the Igbo language of eastern Nigeria. Ooh, okay. I can definitely see that. I got that earthy feeling from the skulls and stuff. And then my eye fell on earth. So, nice. Anuket, Egypt. Yeah, yeah. It really sounded Kemet, right? Okay. Ashiakle, Ghana. She's from Ghana. Yeah, the sea god. Yeah, I'm not gonna read everything, but sometimes my eye will fall on something. Bunzi, she's from Congo, Republic of Congo, and Angola. She's fierce, the way she stands there, yeah. I would not mess with her. Okay, okay. Zivaguru, from Zimbabwe. She's beautiful. Gbadu and Minona. Oh, that she talked about that in her example, right? It's from Fon, Benin. Ifri is from Tunisia, Libya, Algeria. So maybe a little bit North Africa. But yeah, not Egypt apparently. Ifri. I love the colors. And I'm loving my elephant in there. Ilankaka. She's from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay. Inkosazana, Zulu, South Africa. It's beautiful. I love that we have some black mermaids in here. Or mer people. Kianda. She is from Bantu, Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Beautiful. Maulisa, Benin, also Ewe. They have roots in Oyo, Yoruba, and Ghana. So I think that there are two, right? Mau, and the other one is Lisa, maybe, because there are two. Let me see. Okay, across time and cultures, Mau Lisa has been considered female, male, and even how do I say that? Hermaphroditic. Fueled by the feminine aspect of the power of the moon and night, Mau joins forces with Lisa, yes, who has the power of the sun. So the moon and the sun. Mau's refusal to be relegated to one identification is what confers to her the ability to eclipse expectation. Okay, so we're talking about two entities, but yeah. Okay, interested to read more about that. Mbokomu, Mbokomu. Okay, that's where I'm going with. Democratic Republic of Congo. She's beautiful. I love the colors, the vibrant colors in the deck. Mujaji. She is from South Africa. Beautiful. Mumbi. She's from Kenya. Like she's watching over the whole village, right? Muso Koroni, from Bambara, Mali. See that smile. She's too happy. She's the wizened crone. She was born from the sacred moisture of the cosmos. Trusting in the wisdom of her origin, Muso Koroni first creates and then breathes life into all there is. Nice. Oh, look. Love that. Ntsai? Ntsei? Okay, something like that, I hope. From Mozambique. This was one of the images that were in the previews, right? Yeah, beautiful. Nambi. She is from Busoga Kingdom, Uganda. I love the colors here. Nasilele. She's from Zambia. I know I got a lot of study to do with this deck, yeah, but oh, I cannot wait. Ngame. She's from Akan Bono in Ghana. I love this one. Nyingone Me Bege. From Gabon and Cameroon, or Gabon, Cameroon. Okay. She's one of the oldest deities in the Fang pantheon. She is most powerful in the darkest part of night, the moment when daybreak is just as distant as nightfall. Ooh, I like that. That's beautiful. Oduduwa, Yoruba, Nigeria. I love the colors. Oshun, of course, Yoruba, Nigeria. Tanit, from Carthage, Tunisia. I love it. Very beautiful. Temeyarau, from the Niger Delta in Nigeria. Also very beautiful. Yasigi, Dogon, Mali. Again, very beautiful. Zana Hari, from the Malagasy people in Madagascar. Sometimes it's very simple, but so beautiful. I don't mean simple in a bad way, right? But it's very calm. You just see her. I mean, she's sticking out of the trees, right? Up in the air. And yet it definitely gives a presence. Oh yeah, okay, this was the last goddess card. Then we're gonna go. She calls them ancestral wisdom cards, right? She's talking about some countries. Okay, I will mention them again then. I'm not going to read everything. I think she will make it clear. I'm assuming why these countries. Or is this about where it is? Okay, let me read one, right? Alignment. Algeria, Cameroon, Egypt, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Libya, Mali, Morocco, Namibia, South Africa, Sudan, Tanzania, Zaire, Zambia, Zimbabwe. Some of the earliest cave art in the world is found in South Africa. Artisans of the time painted and inscribed on the walls of nearby caves for ceremonial and secular reasons. They communicated with each other and with their ancestors through these paintings, and they are still communicating with you, their descendants. The ancestral paintings in this image depict women in a wide variety of actions and roles: leadership, head of community, activities, leader of ritual ceremonies, and healer. Besides the usual maternal and domestic roles, they tended animals and gathered roots, herbs, vegetables, and fruits. The cave paintings also show craftswomen women making pottery and playing drums, as well as warrior women with weapons. All of these roles are performed in society. This card is asking you to consider the role you are playing in your community. You are not expected to be all things to all people all of the time, but you are expected to stand in integrity and fulfill your divine mandate. Consider what you already know in your bones. Is your action aligned with your greater soul purpose? Okay, yeah. And then you have your invitation, right? But yeah, I think she talks about when we were talking about the countries in Africa, right? About where she got it, that in this case the cave paintings, right? I think that's beautiful. So we have here alignment. Then we have altar, which it says the entire continent of Africa. I mean, we find the cowrie shells, right? There's everything we need for an altar. Blessings, Lake Natron in Tanzania. Celebration, the entire continent of Africa. Communication, the entire continent of Africa. Divination, Temple Amun or Amun in Shiwa, Egypt. And you see it in the back. Sorry, I didn't even see that. My light was shining weird. I like that. Oh. Elevation, Kilimanjaro, Kenya, and Tanzania. I love my elephants coming back. Grief, the entire continent of Africa. Imagination, Angola, Chad, Ethiopia, Nigeria, South Africa. Initiation, the entire continent of Africa. I love how we have some pink shining here, right? So like the beads. Yeah, I really like that. Memory, the entire continent of Africa. Beautiful. Protection. Dahomey, Kush, Matamba, Mauritania, Meroe, Nubia. If I say that correctly, hopefully. Restoration, United Kingdom. Ooh. I want to read this one. Pamela Coleman Smith was a multi-hyphenate artist born to American parents in London in the late 1870s. She was an accomplished illustrator, writer, publisher, and occultist who often went by the nickname Pixie. While there is some debate about her ethnicity and sexual orientation, what's clear is that Pixie was marginalized because of her perceived otherness. If you're familiar with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, you've seen the work of Pamela Coleman Smith. She illustrated every single card. Published in 1909, the Rider-Waite deck is one of the best-selling tarot decks of all time. Paid only a pittance for the work, Miss Pamela Coleman Smith was not given credit for her contribution to the deck until very recently, nearly 100 years after her death. Yeah, very true. Miss Coleman Smith didn't have any children and died nearly penniless. As she has no descendants, there is no one to whom we can give reparations on her behalf. But we can, we can offer her a restoration of her ancestral variety. Ancestral restoration is the poetic healing of ruptures created by colonial ways of knowing and being. But we can offer her a restoration of the ancestral variety. Oh, is that a double one or? Yeah, I'm sorry. We have invited Pamela Coleman Smith into this deck as an ancestral restoration to begin healing the rupture created by the white capitalist patriarchal society that prevented Miss Coleman Smith from being fairly compensated and appropriately acknowledged. We are not just honoring her contribution, we are celebrating her in a language she most certainly understood. Nice. Oh, I love that. That is beautiful. We have 43, Rhythm, Gabon, Cameroon. I love it. It's very beautiful. Again, with the simplicity and the beauty, right? And then the last card, which is 44, Source, but Bujagali Falls, Jinja, Uganda. Okay. So, not gonna lie, I'm a big fan. I mean, I don't think I really put that, I'm sorry, yeah, not that it matters. We're gonna shuffle them anyway, right? I already knew I was going to be a big fan, but I wanted to do the deck justice by really going a little bit more in depth in the walkthrough of the deck, right? Because I think it deserves it. The thing, and I'm going to be honest, right, with my own flaws, yeah. When I got the deck and I was checking out the guidebook, right, I was looking for keywords. Because this is the thing that I said, what I normally don't like, I'm actually liking it this one. Normally, if we have a title, I want a keyword. I don't want to go to the book all the time, right? However, I think with this, yeah, you know the Weavers? Wait, I'm having one card here, right? This deck, right? The Weaver's Oracle. I think if we had keywords for this deck, we would never really go into the story as deep as we go. We are now a little bit forced to, right? But by doing so, we unlock, yeah, the magic of that deck, okay? I don't like it for plant things, you know, because I'm like, I already know that magic. Just give me a keyword. Not gonna lie. With this one, however, we don't have that. Yeah. So which one do we have here? 22, of course. Hi, Grandma. When I see 22, I know it's my grandma. um, of course, Ghana. Yeah. Okay. Um, we see here we have other pronunciations, where it comes from. And then again, like I've read a few, right? So we get a little bit of her story, and then we get an invitation. So I think for with this, yeah, saying forced to, it has a negative tonation, right? But I think by needing to go to that booklet, yeah, it's gonna give us time to really absorb a card, right? What it's trying to tell us, instead of just having a keyword and then be done with it, right? Not really looking deeper into it. So, in all honesty, why that might be something that would not make me get a deck in different situations, I think with this one, it's actually done perfectly. Because it's about, right, going deeper into the goddesses. And then, of course, we do have 15 cards. Let me see. Oh yeah, here. Let's start with this one again. It's the first one popping up. They do have the keyword, right? I mean, it's still nice to go to the guidebook. And I was even thinking, what if we kept them separate, and we pull a goddess, and then we pull an ancestral wisdom card. I think that could work. Wait, let me do that quickly. Okay, now I know I'm getting annoying, right? Sorry. See, I need to think. I mean, you just look at the beautiful pictures I'm pulling up here. I mean, you shouldn't get bored. Okay, let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. So I would think, of course, you can always do what I almost did, right? Which is shuffle all of them. But I was thinking maybe to keep them separate, right? Pick a goddess. Okay. And then from the 15, right, just pick a card for the ancestral wisdom that this goddess, well, wants us to focus on, right? Okay, that alignment is really coming up, eh? I might need to look into that. I think it's talking to me. So, you know what I mean? Like, maybe keep them separate, even though we only have the 15 cards for the ancestral wisdom. But if we pull one card, right? I mean, we're still gonna be able to play with them. So I think that might actually be a good idea. Yeah, so I like it this way. Now, okay, this is not about self-promotion, even though, of course, shamelessly, I'm going to do it anyway. If you want my deck, it's available on makeplayingcards.com. But, but, when, okay, I'm going to shuffle them now all together. I will mix them up later again. Because what I was also thinking about, in all honesty, I could do the goddess, the keyword, and then just pull cards from my deck. But we don't have too much space right now. So we're gonna do it for a second like this, because I was thinking that they might actually be really pairing beautifully together. The moment I saw this deck, the first thing I was like, oh my god, that's a deck that will work with my deck. That was my first initial thought, right? This is what I say. When I saw it in pre-order, I followed her on Instagram, and this is where we had our little chat, right? And yeah, I couldn't wait, you know? Wait. So I thought, but I think that I want to do it in honesty with Goddess, Ancestral Wisdom card, and then maybe go bigger with my deck. But just now to see how they look together. Because I already know they're going to work together. I just know. I just know. I just know. And oh my God, I'm not going to lie. I know I was right. Oh my God, they look so perfect together. Oh, I mean, come on. Okay, I'm really, 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 really enjoying this. Also the colors, right? Or am I now just tooting my own horn, right? I mean, I could show other decks with it, but in all honesty, I knew that I wanted to pair it with my deck. So I'm not even gonna go there. I just want to show it to you with my deck. Because it's the it's the perfect pairing, and I don't care that I'm biased. Oh my God, look at them. They're beautiful together. And I see some things going, I mean, going from one into the other, seeing that reflection somehow. Oh. Yeah, I think this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Oh my God. I mean, even the way their faces are. Okay, this is amazing. I knew it was gonna be beautiful, but it even surpasses my um my initial thoughts, Oh yeah. This is definitely working for me. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to stop. I'm gonna go through the whole deck, at least the 44 cards of the Black Goddess within Oracle. Oh, look at them. Because I'm enjoying this too much. They're so beautiful. Oh yeah. Because the thing is, when I say that I know they will work together, yeah, because when I was talking to her, she asked me, how I came to make my own deck. And for me, it's like I said, yes, we do get a little bit more black representation, right? But still, there's a lot that's very, okay, how do I say that? Like, specific maybe to a culture, right? And if it's not really specific, we're talking about Oracle decks, yeah. Um, and I wanted a tarot, yeah, that was very diverse, yeah, in the African diaspora, right? Whether that's traditional Africans or the diaspora that's been spread all over the world, right? Through the transatlantic slave trade, and well, like me, and a descendant of, right? I wanted to see all of it, yeah, in one deck. Um, which is how I came to make mine. And the fact that she also made this about all of Africa, right? It's not just grouped into, and don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with it. I mean, I own those decks as well. I love them. But it's not just grouped into one culture. Um, we're going all over Africa. We're gonna see everything of Africa, and that is part what I really love. It's part of why I made my deck the way I made my deck. um but at the same time, yeah, not only does it fit well when we're talking about the pictures, right? I just know that they will communicate with each other because again, they're from all over. They're from all over. Okay, do I have anything else to say? Well, I mean, I could talk another hour, but I think I covered it. um I am definitely in love. Okay, let me put this here and this here. It's all about her deck, so we're gonna put this aside. So, again, I'm definitely a fan. If you want to support this black creator, if you love this this new kind of flow of new black decks coming out, right? Then please do support this creator. I will put her Instagram on in the description. It is mass market, so you're gonna be able to get it anywhere, wherever you want. Support this creator. I absolutely love her work. Did I mention, I'm so sorry, the art is done by Marla Warner. Okay, I suck. I should have said that in the beginning, right? So art by Marla Warner. Anyway, again, please support this creator. Yeah, the deck is amazing. I think we can learn a lot out of it, you know. And for me, personally, I cannot wait to work with it. Anyway, thank you all again for watching. I hope to see you again all very soon. I still have an end of the year video that I want to do. I think I'm waiting for one deck to come in and maybe then close it off. But anyway, it will come when it will come. Okay. Anyway, I hope you all have a fabulous day. We're going into the weekend, so I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. Stay kind, stay aware, be blessed. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.